I really hate how insecure I am in my own abilities. I can't even get myself to move forward with anything that I care about. I'm lame, I'm worthless. I should be able to get myself to act. I have the physical and the mental capabilities to do so, but I don't do them anyway. Seriously, what the heck? Am I really trying to ruin my own life? I don't even know what my own end game is. That was what I wrote last week in a session where we give ourselves permission to tap into one of those difficult sides. So this wasn't me beating up myself. This is allowing that part and just writing it down. It's called auto writing. And after you let one of those challenging parts speak and just try to tap into it and say, well, what would it really be thinking? What would it be saying if it was triggered? And letting it out, letting it express itself. You then send that part off mentally to some favorite place that you always liked. Maybe it's a place in your childhood, maybe it's a place now, but you give it a rest. You're like, okay, thank you for sharing. And then you tap into your true self, your higher being, whatever you want to call it. And this is what I wrote next. Sweetie, I know you're scared. It's been a lot you're trying to figure out about your own self for years. You know that in theory, there are many opportunities that you can use to support yourself, though you're unsure about your own self at the center of it. Sorry, I'm a slow reader. And many other opportunities, to be fair, they don't interest you. But keep giving yourself that grace that you've been talking about. Yes, that doesn't solve our financial needs, but it's the most important. No matter what is happening, our career steps can be figured out as we go. But our care toward ourselves is always the most, our care toward ourselves is always in the moment and not something that to sacrifice for other things or to put off. Love you always. My handwriting is also bad, so that slows me down too. That last part, the part that I stumbled over, in fact, our care toward ourselves is always in the moment. It's nothing new. It's stuff that we kind of talk about, it's everything. That's why we always say, your self-care is so important. But I've never heard it phrased in that specific way, although everything adds up to that. But when I said it in that way, it really clicked inside of me. It's like, yeah, it is true. Everything, our self-care is always in the moment, but take it a step back farther. Our relationship with ourselves is always in the moment. It's one of the few things in life that is, in fact, always in the moment. Every moment. Like your relationship with your family, your friends, work, hobbies, they're not always in the moment. You go to work, you come home, you focus on something else. You spend time with friends or family, and then you're doing something else. You're doing a hobby, then you're doing something else. Those come in and out of focus. But our relationship with ourselves, by definition, is always in the moment. By definition, every single thing we do is our relationship with ourselves. Even when we don't even think it has anything to do with our self-relationship. We're spending time with friends, working, but still part of our own relationship with ourselves, because it's what we're doing, it's how we're living up to what we say we're going to do to ourselves, how we act, how we are. Even when we're trying to isolate ourselves, when we're in our head and maybe we're trying to avoid or procrastinate or numb things out so we can avoid ourselves, that itself is still the relationship that you're building with yourself in that moment. So even when we try to not pay attention to our relationship with ourselves, we're still in a relationship with ourselves. So that's why it's so important. Every single action that we take, regardless of whether it seems like it's us or not, is part of building our relationship with ourselves in that moment. So it's a matter of, well, what kind of relationship do you want to build? And when you slip up, well, you have another moment to give yourself some grace and be gentle and try to readjust and not judge yourself. Be like, okay, hey, we can still keep going. So if this rings with you, that particular wording, take it for what it is and see if it helps you to keep working with yourself and giving yourself some of that care that you need. Because your relationship with yourself truly is in every single moment. So like, share, comment, and check out the links in my bio for my coaching. And take care. See ya.